it's Bushcrafter here. I thought I'd do a quick kind of update video. We've got a few videos on the channel there for you guys to check out. Hopefully they'll be of some use. So we're going to continue obviously doing some decent kit reviews for you. But the main point of this video was mainly to thank all the guys in the bushcraft community on YouTube, because there's a lot of guys out there and they're doing a lot of good stuff. So a big thank you to them, because to be fair, obviously a lot of what I'm now doing is thanks to a lot of the videos that I've seen of theirs. Mainly I'd say thank you to Northeast Bushcrafter, because he's an absolute cracking guy, really nice guy, and like I say, the general sort of sense of community that these guys have got is great. Very friendly. It's like one big happy family. Even the guys that haven't met each other, everyone's sort of very welcoming. It's all really good stuff anyway. So a big shout out and thank you to those guys in particular. Like I say, there isn't many of them. If you go on my channel, obviously the people that I've subscribed to, generally speaking, are the main guys that I'm talking about. But like I say, generally a good deal, a good show. So yeah, definitely happy. Pleased to be a part of it. Pleased to be back doing bushcraft again after years and years and years. So that was the main part of the video. Another little thing I'm going to sort of say to you is, obviously I'm not going to go mad with the whole video thing and let it take over every part of my existence, because it is quite easy to do. There's a lot of guys there that have got a lot of videos out there, and I really don't know how they have the time to record them and then upload them and then live their life as well. It's all a bit crazy. But anyway, I was going to try and get you some better quality stuff. Tried using my decent digital camera. For some reason YouTube doesn't like the video file. I'm not going to start converting it because it took me ages to do. I had another couple of really decent videos ready to go on there, a lot longer than all the previous videos. Should be fairly informative, but it won't work, guys. It won't let me upload them, so I'm going to have to redo those videos. So they will be upcoming shortly. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, and I'm only going to briefly kind of touch on this, just to see what sort of response I get. Hopefully, obviously, in time, as more people hopefully watch the video, I might get a bit more of a general feedback on it. But Scotland seem to have it absolutely bang on, and they've got this right to this free access to the countryside. I forget the specific terms, but they've basically got the right to go out on wild camping. I mean, I think there are limitations on it, but not major limitations, quite minor limitations in terms of, you might not be able to go in this particular area because it's protected or whatever. But generally speaking, they've got the right to go out and do pretty much what they want to do in nature, in the wild, in the outdoors. And I just can't understand why we don't have the same awesome privilege, do you know what I mean? And why that privilege has been taken away from us, really, because I think it's sort of natural and God-given. I don't think it's something somebody should turn around and say, oh, we can't go and camp in the woods there. Well, why not? Well, you just can't, it's illegal. Well, why is it illegal? What's the issue? So obviously I'm going to open that topic up. I want to see if anyone's got any responses on it, what people think about it. Possibly, if anything, see if we can't get it out there a bit more, and see if we can't approach the issue and do something about it, because that's what I'm looking to do. Another fact I wanted to add into that was, I mean, even if you don't turn around and say, oh well, everybody's got the right to go and do what they're doing. Because yeah, obviously you're going to have some idiots out there, and you're going to have some people that obviously don't know what they're doing. Just as an example, I was wild camping in Edale. It's one of my favourite places. I've wild camped there many times before. Last time was years ago, admittedly, but this is why I'm getting back into it. But I was up there, we were wild camping. Let me think when it was. I've got a feeling it was, the time I'm talking about was possibly February, and I think it was particularly bad that year, and the snow had come down up in Edale, up in the hills, and we were literally just at the back end of Edale, up to one side, on the side of the start of the mountain line. Nice little bit of wood, and we'd set up in there, and we were there for a couple of days. And during the first day that we had got there, although it was already, the snow had already come down and it had already set, a couple of hikers, maybe even more, a group of 4 possibly, had gone up the trail towards Kinder Scout. And while we were actually setting up the camp, our camp, it started to snow, and it started to snow that badly that it was actually a whiteout, and I could see probably 25-30 feet at a push. It was that bad. I've never seen snow personally that bad before. It was bad. But these people have managed to go up there with obviously not the right kit and no idea, and they didn't have a clue about navigation, obviously, because it's not even that big of a place, but they still managed to get completely and utterly lost. And they started pretty well, to be fair, freezing to death. They started freezing to death. And they ended up having to literally ring up the emergency services, and they had to be rescued. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to turn around and say, oh well, you bloody useless, a lot of you type of thing. But at the same time, I do kind of think, well, what on earth is wrong with you? But at the same time, it proves my point. Obviously, there are going to be people who go up somewhere and they ain't going to have a clue, and obviously they shouldn't just be allowed to roam free, because they have not got a clue, and they, in some cases haven't got the common sense to do so without injuring themselves or other people, or causing a problem. So, I mean, one thing I'd add into it is, and my point is, people who have been in the military, and have actually served in the military full time, Navy, Army, RAF, I think they kind of have a right, if nobody else, to go in to the woods and do whatever the hell they want and wild camp, just because of the fact that they've actually served for Queen and country. Do you know what I mean? They've done hard service. Just a thought. Do you know what I mean? I mean, along with that, I've done years of voluntary military service, and I think obviously anyone involved in the Territorial Army and anyone involved in any sort of voluntary military service, again, should kind of have that right, because at the end of the day, we've got a bit more of a clue than most people have about going out and dealing with a situation like that, a survival situation, because that is the situation that they were in, and it's the same situation that we were in, and we were comfy. And I say we because I was with my missus. Do you know what I mean? So it was one of them. We were alright. We had a cracking fire going. You know what I mean? My deep army, British Army DPM basher up, tent, no problem. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely no problem. But it just goes to prove the point. Obviously, not everyone's the same, and not everyone's capable in certain areas, and obviously I can see the point in not letting everyone roam free, but I think even just to approach this issue from the sort of beginning, you could at least say, well, if nobody else, these people should have that right. But again, that's just my thought on the matter, my opinion. Obviously, if you guys have got anything to say about it, I'd love to hear it. I really would. and like I say, see if we can't just get the issue out there a little bit more, see if we can't do something about it, see if we can't change it, do you know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, I know that there are areas like where there's peat bogs and stuff, and you can't be going out there and lighting fires, but I'll be honest with you, the types of places that have got that sort of thing is out on kind of moorland, like open land, and I wouldn't really sort of camp out there, do you know what I mean, just through choice. So it's not really like I'm going to be out there to be lighting any fires, but I don't know. Anyway, like I say, I won't go any further into it, but there you go, so that's that one for you. And like I say, I'm still really annoyed about this whole camera business and that I can't give you a little bit better quality, but like I say, I'm not going to go too mad into it. I'm doing this for a reason. It's certainly not, I'm going to be taking out loads of camera gear everywhere and all the rest of it, doing all that. A lot of my stuff, I'm hoping, is going to be to some degree educational and informative, and then obviously at the other end of the scale, if nothing else, it will at least sort of broach certain issues and bring certain things to light, and maybe help you out in little ways here and there, do you know what I mean? And obviously more than that, and more importantly, really just try to promote it and get more people into it, do you know what I mean? Because I don't know, there's a whole kind of weird outlook, I suppose, from people in general about, I don't know, certain groups of people, shall we say. And by groups of people, in this situation specifically, I'm talking about who you would class as a bushcrafter, for example, or who you would class as a prepper, or who you would class as, to go a bit further, a doomsday prepper, do you know what I mean? Or, I don't know, whatever label you want to try and put on certain sort of groups of people. And obviously certain people kind of look down on these groups of people and think, well, you know, something's not right with them. But obviously, from everyone else's point of view, they're probably turning around and looking at those other people and thinking exactly the same thing. Well, I don't know what's wrong with you, I don't know why you're not doing what I'm doing. But obviously everyone's got a different point of view. Now, I won't call myself a prepper, but being in the military kind of generally taught you preparedness in all sorts of different ways. So in reality I am, do you know what I mean? But in the mainstream I'm kind of more into bushcraft. And I mean, I used to teach it, I used to do a lot of teaching, for quite a few years, and I mean it was academic and practical, it was in a whole range of different things, but I mean I enjoyed it, do you know what I mean? I enjoyed passing on my knowledge, and like I say, even if it's only just little bits here and there, do you know what I mean? If I can help, it's going to make me happy, do you know what I mean? It's going to give me a lot of enjoyment. So like I say, I really do hope that obviously what I'm doing is inspiring more people and helping more people, and obviously as we go along with the channel, like I say, it should get bigger and better, and like I say, we'll see where we get with it. I'm certainly willing to put a bit of time into it, because it does take a bit of time to do. A lot, you know what I mean, a lot of guys might not realise how much time actually goes into messing about with it and trying to record stuff, and I mean sometimes it can be bloody awkward. It is awkward, especially when it's like filming for real in a TV studio, and it's like, right, that take's not good enough, that's getting binned, right, well that one, something went wrong with that, or there was noise in the middle, that one's getting done it, right, so you know what I mean, you might have to do something 3-4 times just to get it to a half decent stage, so you're actually happy with it, then you say, right, okay, we'll put it on YouTube and let other people have a look at it. But I don't know, so a few different things there, a little bit of an update, but yeah, so we will finish on that. But like I say, any comments and any thoughts, guys, are greatly appreciated. I really want to hear them. A big thanks again to all the bushcraft guys, Foxy51 and Funky Prepper and Northeast Bushcrafter especially, and I mean there's all of them, there's loads of them out there, Armin Cockroach, all these guys, they're all absolutely brilliant guys. So obviously, like I say, anybody else out there, if you need help, if you need information, advice, anything at all, do you know what I mean? Reach out, because these people are more than willing, myself included, to help you, do you know what I mean? And obviously pass on whatever knowledge that we may have, or that you may find useful. So there you go, guys. So we'll leave it at that before I start going on gibbering. But there you go. We'll bring you the next video, which will be, I don't know, the third, fourth time of doing it. I don't know. It's getting ridiculous. But anyway, we'll bring you the next video, which is going to be the Viper Tack Pack, which is actually a pretty decent video. I was quite pleased to kind of get it done. Super gutted when it didn't work and I had to do it again. But there you go. Never mind. So yeah, next video, guys, Viper Tack Pack, and that'll be coming to you very soon. So thanks again, guys, and take care. Northwest Bushcrafter, over and out.